Welcome everybody, my name is Michael and today we're discussing about Michael Saylor purchasing a lot more Bitcoin. He has purchased an additional 14,620 Bitcoin. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars here. Right now each Bitcoin is just gone on over $43,000. Solana did actually drop recently down to number 5. It is at $105. Of course, it is going through what every investment goes through. After a massive pump, after going up like 200, 300%, yeah, people are gonna take their profits. They're gonna sell, they're gonna go into something else. They might keep playing a little bit, but they made some money, or maybe they made up losses or whatever it being. So the total cost of his purchase is over $615. Over $615.7 million. And that was at the price of 42,000. Now that pumped up the Bitcoin price to over 43,500, and the market is generally going pretty well and it's really strong going into the new year. So how much total do they have? Well, they have 189,150 Bitcoin that they've garnered over the past 3 years. They entered the market in August 2020. Since then, they've been making constant purchases. Their first investment was $250 million into Bitcoin. They're a software company. They made their money in software and they decided to branch out, to diversify. Just as large companies and corporations make their money, such as McDonald's, off of real estate and other investments, they decided, well, just in case something does happen with the tech industry, as it has over the past year, it has bounced back, but still going through a recession, right? $250 million was their first investment. In total right now, that 189,150 Bitcoin is worth more than $8.11 billion. So on average, they spent an aggregate of $5.895 billion and an average purchase price, this is inclusive of all fees, approximately $31,168 per Bitcoin. Well, with Bitcoin well over $43,000 right now, they've made quite a bit of money. Now, yes, included in that $5.895 billion, it wasn't all of their money. They were using loans, they were using some other companies that they were working with because they didn't have all of that money. But still, we're talking about a profit of $2 billion. Let's say half of that, hypothetically, goes to other companies. If they sold right now, they made an extra $1 billion over 3 years. That's a huge investment, and especially right now, as we're going towards another Bitcoin halving, as we're approaching the first spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States being approved, there's a massive amount of potential. What if Bitcoin were to hit over $50,000? What if it were to hit over $100,000? We're not talking about a billion profit. We're talking about 2, 3, 4, 5. We're talking about huge profits. And they're still going to continue buying. Michael Saylor still wants to continue buying. As the company makes more money from their software investments and from Bitcoin investments, they're going to reinvest that, make even more money from this. So their most recent purchase, all the Bitcoin, inclusive of all the fees, was around $42,110. And that's with all the expenses, going through. You're purchasing a lot of Bitcoins, you have to make sure your security is top notch. Otherwise, you're potentially losing billions of dollars. So with all of this, with the trading fees, all of that, they're still profiting majorly. This was a huge bet, and Michael Saylor has made a good bet. The major question though, will it make sense? Will it always keep rising? Well, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for over the past decade has been cyclical. It is still very early compared to the stock market and commodities, but with all of this going on in the world right now, there is massive potential that people are going to get afraid of where the dollar is heading, what's going to happen over the next year or two with their local governments, and that's why they're putting more money into Bitcoin, into cryptocurrencies. There's more and more people that are finding out about this. There's more and more people entering into the internet and getting mobile phones now. And with that, Michael Saylor's betting big. It's not just let's make some money over the next year. Let's make some money over the next 3, 5 years. He's betting on what's going to happen over the next decade. And not only that, but the company, even if they lose money on their crypto investments, they still are working hard to make other hundreds of millions of dollars from their software. So hopefully turning it into a massive multi-billion-dollar enterprise. With that said, it's a big bet, but I'm sure it is. Right now, it's playing off pretty well, and Bitcoin is nowhere near its full potential. The highest we've ever been was 69,500, and it's still rising. And there's another aspect to this. You're talking about Bitcoin. even if the price were to fall down. With such massive amounts, you're able to manipulate the market. You have $8 billion of Bitcoin, you can manipulate it towards your advantage. And the last thing, you're able to sell at a premium. A lot of people don't mention this. With so many Bitcoins, it is a hassle, but if they wanted to go the slow approach, you are able to sell the Bitcoin to other parties that are willing to pay anywhere from a 10 to 25% premium. Now, this gets into shady territory. The 25% is probably without KYC and AML, but there's certainly plenty of other corporations that, just due to the inconvenience, due to the major hassle, they'd rather pay the fees. Just like Coinbase, you have to pay a fee to be able to take that convenience aspect, and let me just log on to the app and buy some Bitcoin here. Now you're doing it at a massive scale. Other companies or other governments around the world may want to access this $8 billion that potentially might be $80 billion in the future. They can always sell that at a premium, even if Bitcoin goes down. It's like gold. Anyways, with that, thanks for watching. Have a good one. And the number one thing I wanted to say, subscribe to my other channel below. It is popping. It is going crazy. We've gotten over 7,000 views in just the past, really 28 days, but most of that was within the past week. And we have 48 subscribers on there. If you can help out, that would be an amazing, amazing thing. Amazing choice you've made. With that said, have a good one. Take care.